Senator Ciccone.
Thank you, Acting Deputy President. This is not my first speech. In rising today, I wish to share my condolences on the death of Australia's 23rd Prime Minister, Bob Hawke. Much has already been said about Hawke since his death in May. We have all shared his life stories, his place in Australian history, and his influence on our national identity. This is hardly a surprise. Hawke is a giant of our nation, and he made an enormous impression on so many of us. Hawke's contribution to Australia is hard to overstate. Medicare, the Franklin River, the Accord, banning uranium mining, action on workplace gender discrimination, floating the Australian dollar. They are things many people today now take for granted, so deeply ingrained in our community are they. But for families like mine and millions of others, migrants first, second, third generations, his commitment to multiculturalism, welcome and compassion has meant the world. Hawke rejected racism. He rejected division. He refused to allow racial equality to become a political football, recognising the same shared humanity of us all. Even before he entered Parliament, he was leading protests against the Springbok, calling for an end to apartheid in South Africa. He took the work started by Al Grasby and Gough Whitlam in the 1970s and made it his own. When he established the Office for Multicultural Affairs, he situated it within his own portfolio, making his own personal commitment to harmony and welcome clear to all. He wept, speaking about the death of protesters in Tiananmen Square. He was real, he was authentic, not afraid to show that leadership is not just about being loud and strong. His offer of asylum, made immediately to Chinese students, is a testament to his commitment to human rights. As Barry Cassidy wrote in The Guardian shortly after Hawke's passing, no matter how often he was advised to step warily on racism, given the diverse nature of Australia's electorates, he was uncompromising, calling it out whenever he saw it, or any hint of it. I'm too young to have voted for Hawke. In fact, I was born in the year he became Prime Minister. When I got involved in the Labor Party, he was a figure of politics past, a piece of living history. But like so many of us, many generations in the party and the Labor movement, I have fond memories of meeting Hawke at a Labor or union function, surrounded as he was by many activists like me, eager to sit with a figure of inspiration, memories I hope to hold on to for all my life. He was a man of warmth and generosity, friendly to a fault, be it a crowd of young Labor members post-retirement, people of every possible background, children, parents, workers and local constituents. Many people from an enormous range of backgrounds are claiming a special affinity with Hawke. And here too shall I, as a proud Australian of Italian heritage. The spirit of Italy seeps into my home city, Melbourne. Our coffee, our restaurants, our spirit of hospitality. And there's no doubt Hawke lived that spirit. It was part of who he was, as well as something he embraced while working with the Italian communities in Coburg, Pascoe Vale and Brunswick and many more. In a report in the Australian newspaper on Election Day, a member of Hawke's staff described his electoral office. Mr Hawke liked his office to exude all the warmth of an Italian nonna's kitchen, stocked with tea and biscuits, open to all who wanted to pop in. Mimi still remembers drinking cappuccinos with the then Prime Minister at the now closed San Marco restaurant. For my part, there are many wellsprings of inspiration, but Bob Hawke will always large loom in my mind as I work in this place. We should all seek to reject division and racism. We should all strive to live up to Bob's legacy of generosity, welcome, compassion and leadership. And today I join my colleagues in this place to offer my sincere condolences to Hawke's family. He'll be deeply missed. Arrivederci, Mr. Hawke.